Peace, family.
Peace, peace. Welcome back to the High Vibe Tribe, the High Vibe Sunday. Shout out to the chosen ones around the world. We are rising.
I say, I say. Yeah, we got a different one for y'all today, man. Topic is scary tech.
Yeah, that's a man. That can really branch off into so many things, because when you get thinking about AI, what's up, Oracle?
Peace.
When you get to thinking about AI and the robots and all of this technology that's taking jobs, I mean that we can really cook on that a little bit. But it could also be beneficial too. So that's what makes it so a little controversial, because it
Yes,
is gonna be some benefits from it for sure, but it's also gonna do some damage as well, you know.
absolutely. Yeah, man. I went and had to, you know, had to record a. I had to put a little short out because it's crazy. Because I saw this, and I always made sure like I don't sleep with devices or nothing anyway. I definitely don't let my
Mhm.
son do it, and I even have to, remind my my wife at times, like, fall asleep with the phone on the bed and stuff. I'd be like, yo, wake her up or whatever. But when I saw this little girl got burned and everything, and it's like, it's funny because my son's like, he won't sleep with his tablet. And so
Mhm.
I put that little short out there, put that clip out there about him telling me what he gonna do. But it's funny, but only that part of it is funny. You know what I mean? It's what you see is like these things are really catching fire, and it's
Mhm.
like, what do y'all got going on here? And they really
God is sublime.
got us
Peace,
in the
peace,
building.
family, peace, family.
Peace.
Peace.
I trust everybody's doing well and all is well on your side.
I
Yes,
say, I say.
absolutely.
Yes.
How about yourself?
All is well on this side. You know, y'all change time, but I don't change time. So, yeah,
Right. Yeah.
yeah, but all is well on this side.
Mhm.
That's good.
Yeah.
Goddess,
Miss
y'all
both of you, J Hooks and the Queen Oracle. We missed you all last week.
Miss you.
Yeah, it was a busy week. My
Yeah, I know, right?
I had a death in my funeral. I mean, a death in my family as well. So I was running around a lot.
Mm.
Okay, my condolences to that. And I wish they transition. Yeah, yeah. From life to
That's
life.
Yes,
send
yes,
them more
Yeah,
messages.
yeah.
Sure.
I had an aunt that transitioned also on the 1st of November. So
yeah,
a lot
yeah.
of people making their big exit out of here.
Yes,
Mhm.
they are. Yes, they are. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Shout out to a couple of people we got in the chat. We got somebody coming in from India. That's what's up. That's what's up. I like. I got a love for a lot of the parts of the Indian culture. I like how colorful and a lot of the designs they have as far as certain things. I feel like they got a lot of flavor.
Yeah, the spices. And yeah, yep.
Hmm. Hey, Spec, you sound a
Diverse.
little low.
really.
Yeah.
The Indian culture is very diverse.
Might be because I was
Mm-hmm.
talking down and not towards the mic.
Okay.
Did that
Okay.
sound
Yeah, that's
better?
a little better now.
Okay, yeah, that's why.
Yeah, that's better now. But you definitely sounded louder earlier.
Yeah, that's because I'm like when I'm like this, when I'm after, you know what I mean? But I'm still getting a few things together here. So,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, what y'all
Yeah,
think?
we're talking about what's your scary tech?
Scary tech. What y'all thoughts on the scary tech we got going on now? Like my
Mm-hmm.
opinion, real quick, if we would lived in like a utopian society, we wouldn't have to be afraid of tech. We would see some new technology and be like, oh, that would help humanity. And a lot of it could and still can, but the devious intentions that are behind it makes it, you know what I mean, makes that null and void. It makes it just scary.
But think about it like this. They say guns kill people, but guns don't kill people. It's people who kill people using guns.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So when you look at technology, what we have today is not even as advanced as it used to be before. Because if you look at the movie, the cartoon, the Jetsons, they was telling you these things 50 plus years ago.
Mm.
You want the flying cars and robot maids and webinars and all this different stuff. So there were these technologies already there, but what is happening, what makes it scary is how parents are using it as a babysitter. You
Mm-hmm. See,
understand?
that's
It's a difference in it is being misused. When something is misused or abused, it's just like a car. We get a car, and if we misuse it, don't service it, don't change the tires, don't put fuel inside of it. We're misusing something that's supposed to take us around and get us where we need to go. So anything that is misused, we would put a label on it as scary or make it fearful and stuff like that. So I believe that technology is here, was here, and is here, and it's going to even get a more advanced, but it is the mishandling and the misuse of a thing that makes it scary.
mm-hmm. Yep, that's well put and really spot on because I mean that's what makes us have to worry about it because when you look at the ancient knowledge that was stolen and misused, you know. So with this power, with this tool, you know, they already misused the knowledge. So we know they're gonna probably, gonna find ways to misuse this as well. That's what makes it a little concerning. Cause like I say, the way I'm seeing things, and I hope I'm wrong, right? But the way it looks like it's lining up is that pretty soon we gonna be getting policed by robots. And I mean I know we're not supposed to live in fear, but that's concerning for me because they already
Think
slowly
about the
implement.
movie. Think about the movie RoboCop. They don't tell you these things already. They don't show you what they plan on doing. You understand? And
Right,
so
right.
it is not scary because what they did is they tell you what it is. What it is
Mm-hmm.
not inviting it into your energy, not inviting it into your reality. Because if you don't invite it into your reality, it will not affect you. But if you invite it into your reality, then it will affect you.
Mm-hmm.
Something I woke up this morning with in my mind. You know how we say I'm a master manifester. You understand me? I manifest these things. But the thing is what rests in my mind, more so than manifesting, we are master creators. We are creative beings. We're not so much as manifesting, because manifesting is almost like you're begging for something. But when you are creative, you can create the utopia, you create the environment, you create the atmosphere, you create the reality you want to live. But you have to know that you have that capability.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
But when you don't know, what somebody else tell you, what else somebody else do, you just accept and go with the flow. That's what they teach us. Just go with the flow. Don't. Don't swim against the tide. But think about a salmon. Salmon don't go with the flow. Salmon goes against the flow,
Yeah, they swim upriver.
you know?
Right. Mm,
So when we become, for lack of a better word to use at this very present moment, fearful of what they program and show us to make us believe that they come and they get you, they can get you, they can get you. That's the reality we create.
Yeah,
mhm,
you're
And so
right.
we got to be careful of what we allow into our psyche, what we allow into our spirit, what we allow into our trend of thinking. We can acknowledge it, but then we don't have to accept it.
mhm.
Yeah. And here's the thing too. We just gotta. It's it's a warning and it's a information tool. Like they're telling us what we could do to prepare for certain things too. So the reason I chose the title "Scary Tech" was because that's how so many other people are gonna see it. It's scary, but it's not nothing to fear. It's just knowing how you can go around it. Just like one of the videos I'm gonna play today is where you just have to be mindful and be like, you know, you're not sleeping with your tablet. You know what I'm saying? And my child wanted to sleep with his tablet. You're not sleeping with your tablet, gang. That's not happening.
Mhm.
And this is before I even saw the video of this little girl getting severely burned. You know, but that's the parents' job. Children are supposed to be children. They're supposed to play. They're not supposed to know this stuff. It's not up to them to know that. You know what I'm saying? He's 4. You are supposed to be the parents. Say, listen, the tablet's staying out here in the living room. You know, and even though his is a like more of a play school, type of tablet, it's not like a Samsung or nothing like that. It still could be dangerous. You know what I mean? And even if
Mhm.
it's not, why take that chance? And you don't need to sleep with no toys or anything like that anyway. You're supposed to be in there and sleep. You know what I mean? I don't sleep with my phone, even if I'm taking a nap. If I know I'm starting to doze off you know what I mean? I put my phone up away from me, and
Mhm.
that's me using my phone while I'm, laying down or something. I'm like, oh, I'm getting sleepy. Let me put my phone over here. Just got to be mindful of some things because they put all this stuff in there on purpose, and if you're not aware, you're not mindful, you're gonna fall victim.
Mhm. Another thing that I think people need to definitely be more aware about, especially with these tablets, is the programming that is doing for the children. And I'm witnessing this firsthand because my youngest daughter was never mentioned anything about being afraid of the dark until we realized she was watching, because we can cut something on for her on YouTube, and YouTube, that video might go off and then something else might pop up and nobody recognizes or knows what came on. Now she's talking about she's afraid of the dark and things like this. So I got extremely upset behind that because it really made me want to take the tablet in total. you know so
Mhm.
that's another thing. I mean, and that's just the proof that we are really programmed by what we watch. You know what I'm saying? Never had no fears of this until she starts watching these videos on YouTube. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard you say earlier it's like we about to be policed by robots. We're already being policed by robots.
Hmm.
And
This is true.
yeah, and that's in human form. to
Hmm.
be to be understandable.
Facts.
When we think about this tech and we say scary, everything is tech. Like you just said, that tablet is tech. This
Hmm.
TV is tech. This computer is tech. Because we see it now because they're allegedly displaying it in a walking form that's the size of now you. That's the only option that's making you think of tech differently. But everything that has been put in front of us after they gave us the book And our grandparents told us the music and the TV was the devil because that was tech. It's all technology, right? And another thing is, though, they say nothing's new under the sun. So are they just giving us a fair base understanding of it? Because everything that we're presented with now was presented back then. Mm-hmm. They're just telling us it's new, but it's nothing new about anything. It's nothing new about anything. And like Dr. Sublime say, it's how people decide to use it. It's how people decide to have their understanding and their perspective and their perception about it and what they do to either let it benefit them or be detrimental to another. But that's what everything that we have in society right now. Mm-hmm. That's what anything we have in society right now. Yeah, they may introduce it to us new to the mind today, but when you sit and really meditate, nothing's really new. This is a cycle that's been going on forever and ever because we have yet to break the change of actually seeking more than what they give us. And when they give us something, we're always trying to dissect it and break it down and understand it when maybe that's not really what we're here to understand.
That's right.
Right? Yeah, because the tablets, the phones, this is tech. Like, you got to think about it. Remember, we didn't have this. Our lives was a lot different before we got these in our phone. And like you said, it depends on if we decide to make it beneficial. Just like when we sit in front of this computer, it's what we decide to do with it. So to us, this is not scary, but to somebody else sitting in front of a computer is scary, right? Showing themselves, typing, talking, trying to understand how to use a keyboard. That's scary to somebody else. I guess it's all determined on the perspective and the perception.
There it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Because like I was saying earlier, it definitely be used for good. But another concern that I have is the microbots. The the nanotechnology that they, you know what I'm saying, they can put. So I mean, I guess it's just again. I mean, we know this, but it's very important. Spirituality is very important right now to know your soul and elevate your soul. Because how do we stop that? Other than knowing your soul and your soul, they putting nanotechnology and stuff. I mean, I done heard they putting this aluminum all in the chemtrails. You know what I'm saying? So they doing all these things. It's if it's not aluminum, it's something that they put in the chemtrails. That's some type of I believe some type of metal. But anyway, whatever it is that they put in these chemtrails, of course, it affects our body and it prevents us from getting the downloads from the sun that we supposed to get. You know. So how do we counteract?
I understand what you're saying, right? Because they put aluminum in the underarm deodorant and stuff like that, aluminum in the lotions that we wear, aluminum, these chemicals in the perfumes that we spray on our skin. They have been doing these things. Think about it. Cow, we eat steak and stuff like that. Cow wasn't originally, cow is also a lab creation. Chicken is a lab creation. So many different things are lab creations. But we have the ability to flush our system of these biochemicals and these RNAs and all these different things that they're trying to put inside there. We have even though we know the herbs are for the healing, right? You can find a dandelion and you can flush your system, or you can find all these various things that could flush your system out and rebuild your system and flush these minor. But the thing about it is, why all this information? For you to know, and also, there's two parts. One, your higher self is allowing you to know these things. The second part, they are pushing it out there to cause you to live in fear. I don't want to go out of the house. I don't want to eat this thing. I don't want to drink this thing. I don't know. Because even the chemtrail is a biochemical war. Yes, they are spraying chemicals in the air that it will come down, whether it's in the rain or go down into your water and all this different stuff. But it's for you to live in a fair-based society that they continue to control the narrative, continue to control how you live, where you live. That's the thing. And that's the sad thing when we allow it, knowing what we now know. If we know what we now know, we know how to flush our system, we know how we should eat. We know how to observe, to see these things, but not allow these things to move us emotionally. And if they are moving us, then that means we have some more work to do on ourselves.
I think
You know?
the thing is, the biggest thing is, like she says, seeking knowledge, right? Knowledge not
Yeah.
applied. My favorite thing is, if you don't apply knowledge, then what could you do? But I think another aspect of it for
Yeah.
me is that we're not here to live forever. So we're
Yep.
here to have the best experience that we can have with what it is that we're going to do. If you seek knowledge to live longer, to know how to clean yourself, know how to heal, know how to work out, know how to lose the fat, then that's good. You're going to live longer. You're able to now doctor yourself. You're not dependent on nobody else. But to overthink and keep worrying about what they're doing and what they're not doing, you're never going to be happy. You're never going to be happy with life because you keep worrying about things that, if they are doing these things, what control do you have, to be honest, but to seek knowledge and know how to clean yourself and know what not to buy and what to buy, to not let it retroact with what you have going on that you can control. Again, it's about what you can control. When people start spinning things at you, oh, they're doing this and they're doing that. If they're doing it and you know, you can't jump up in the sky and say, take that down. What else is it? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's more so just worrying about the things you can control. And like she said, seeking and grasping the knowledge that is coming to you so you can apply it. Because I'm telling you, it's probably better to apply the knowledge of what you can do when it comes to natural remedies, like she said. And again, not going to certain stores, buying things that help it, than to just being upset about, oh, they doing this and that, but you still buying the chicken. You still buying the aluminum deodorant. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, we are the creators of our universe, our world, what's happening. My creation may not relate to your creation. Your creation may not relate to his creation, because we are all single-mindedly creating our own reality. And again, for me to hear you saying this, I could be somebody that don't believe in what they're doing. So to me, it's not going to affect me unless I see my skin burn off or me pass out. I don't believe it's happening. You get what I'm saying? And my life probably will be a little different from yours, because I'm not walking around wondering about, is something going to drop from the sky today? So again, a lot of it is very like fear-based, and it's just basically taking our minds off of tapping into ourselves.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree with y'all completely. And you know, like I said, I know that we're not supposed to live in fear. I think the thing for me is I really hate feeling so powerless towards it. You know what I mean? I hate feeling like it's not more that I can do towards it. Yeah, I can worry about myself and make sure myself is clean and all of that stuff, but it's just still like, how do they have so much power? You know what I'm saying? What do I have to do to get to where I can be at a power level at where they're at to make huge changes? You know what I'm saying?
Change your mindset. You feel powerless against them. I don't. I don't feel like they have no power, to be honest. Like, I don't. But that's your perspective. And when you say, I can care about me, because now when I heard that, it's like caring about other people too, which is cool. But to be honest, I think even that's over analyzing some things, because you can't go against nobody else's free will. We can speak this all day and tell people what's happening, and if they don't believe it, you worrying about, oh, y'all need to stop that deodorant. Y'all, and they still going to buy it, telling you, well, it's doing me good. I ain't trying to hear that. I ain't trying to be stinking. Right, and you know what I'm saying? Now you forcing your will on somebody else, and if they're not understanding it, it's like we trying to force change for a whole world that's really not here to change. Like, I think that's the unbalance of it all.
Yeah, because everybody comes.
You know what I'm saying? Some of us are willing, some of us are not. And we got to be okay with that. We got to be okay with the change that we can make in our lives. And if we can affect others because of how we move in our life, cool. But if not,
that's it right there. That's it right there. Because we all are here on an individual journey. We all here on an individual journey. And so when they tried, what they're doing with that fear base is trying to trap the collective. But when you move as an individual, you will not become a part of their psyops.
Yeah,
You
and just
see?
real quick,
Yeah.
sister. Somebody in the chat mentioned something that even further proves the Queen Oracle's point, right? And shout out to Adb. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. If I'm getting that wrong, I apologize. But Adby Pan said, "Why do you believe your God is real and not the thousands of others, followers of Zeus and Aniism and Stemanism? Is that what shamanism, excuse me, were just as convinced their gods were the true ones." And that
But
proves a good
see,
point, because like it's all about your belief and what what's working for you. So
yeah, but see, for us here with the tribe, everybody got their perspective. Nobody is judged on their belief system. That's a good thing about the tribe. You
right.
believe that the cockroach is your god. You understand? Like you, there's some people, there's some places you could go. You can't even kill a fly because they believe in the reincarnation that a family member could have come back as a fly, as a goat, as a cat, as a rat, whatever. You understand? Everybody has their various belief system,
Right.
but at the same time too, even in your belief system, if your belief system making you go against yourself, your highest self, and your journey, your personal journey, because belief system is a collective thing, and until you separate yourself from it and you have your own knowledge that you gain, that you apply and make it wisdom that you operate in as an individual. Because collectively, they can continue to try to collect the energy of the collective. But when you operate as an individual, it's a whole totally different game. It's a game changer for you.
Yeah.
So, with the high vibe tribe, you can believe in whatever you want to believe. You can serve whatever. You can Ashun or shoes, whatever you want.
Absolutely.
We
Yeah, and that's why it's important. What the Queen was saying was, you know, if I don't believe that it's harming me, or I'm not, what I'm saying, I'm not letting it affect me, then it's not affecting me. That's that mind over matter, that
yeah,
that willpower, that strength, and that's that being true to the power that's within you and within us. So
that's
yeah,
it.
it's important to operate in that space, for everybody.
Yeah,
The question he asked,
yeah.
why do you believe your God is real and not the thousand of others? When did we say, what was we talking about God?
Yeah, we
No,
weren't
it,
Yeah,
talking about no God.
I seen the comment. I
no,
seen the comment. And I'm like, I really didn't know how to respond to it.
Right,
So I
like,
really got
it
to
was
Dr.
it
That's
was
a
Sublime
tough.
just
say,
it was a mention, as opposed to like that was an example, like what makes
That's a
that
distraction.
real, right? What makes that real opposed to what someone else you know
Call it what it is. Call it what it is. A
I'm
distraction. We
like,
talking
what?
about technology.
Right. But I mean, well, technology in a sense. I mean, I like the question though, because I'm gonna answer that. Why do you believe your God is real opposed to all the other guys? I believe all the guys are real. If you
right,
believe it, if you believe that's your God, that's your God. Who am I to tell you
right,
differently? If you believe
exactly,
Peter Pan was your God, that's your God.
right,
That's your
that's right,
God.
That's
That's
it.
your life. I might not believe in Peter Pan, but you believe in him. Who am I to tell you not to?
exactly,
exactly.
I don't
yeah,
have authority
Yep.
over your
Exactly.
belief and your mindset and what you want to believe and what's going to help you move forward. If you believe Peter Pan, your God, that's your God.
right,
I'm not going against
That's
nobody
it.
else's gods. God is in me as me. Some people
yeah,
don't believe that. Some people believe somebody is coming back to save them. And
yeah,
they don't
Yep.
have accountability to save themselves. So I'm not going against nobody belief. That's taking
yeah.
too much of my power.
That's why I think he
It's taking too
mentioned
much
it
of my
too,
power.
or that's why I think they mentioned it, because we were talking about the belief as far as the scary tech, and it's all about you know, like the chemtrails when the brother mentioned that, and the aluminums and the deodorant and stuff like that.
Yeah, but
We
that's
were
all
talking-
things of man. That's all
Right.
things of man. That's
Right.
Yeah,
Mhm.
man is doing those things.
Facts.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't go back and forth with religion and talking about who right and who God and who this and who that.
Yeah.
I'm not
No.
doing that.
Me either, 'cause
I'm not doing that.
at the end
I'm
of
not
the
fighting
day,
with your
Yeah.
ego. Our ego's not about to fight about what's real and what's not. When we both have an experience, nothing that we're trying to say for each other to believe in. But I
exactly.
do know God is in me as me. I have that experience.
Yeah.
That's what I know.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
Right.
And that's one of the things I really love about spirituality. It's like once you start looking at things from like that spiritual aspect, it opens up your mind to so much. Because I remember reading a little bit about animism 10, 12 years ago, and I resonated with some of that. I like how, basically what I remember is like they pretty much give a lot of credence, you know what I'm saying, to like animals, and like they got their spirit animal and stuff like that. So I mean, I resonate with some of that. I definitely respect animals. I think animals don't get respected enough. They got emotions and feelings and all of that, just like us. They intelligent, a lot of them. Some of them a lot more intelligent than people could even fathom. So I resonate with some of it. I resonate with some of the stuff of Buddhism. You know, it's a little bit. I think personally, it's a little bit of something in every religion that you can at least resonate with something. You might not resonate with all of it, but you're gonna take away something from it,
Yeah,
even the Bible.
Think about it.
Facts.
Think
It's a
about it.
puzzle.
But think about it. If we are the all and the all is inside of us,
Mhm.
then every bit of everything will resonate with us because we are the all.
Mhm.
Exactly.
And we also
Mhm.
know that every single piece of not information, every little piece of material that exists in the universe, they can find inside of us. So stardust,
Mhm.
aluminum, everything's there. Copper, everything is there. So it's a good
Mhm.
perspective to look at it.
Yeah. When we're operating in our lowest form, we're animal-like in a sense.
Mm.
When you read
Yep.
certain doctrines about that, and when you
Facts,
actually tap
facts.
into a lot of laws and a lot of government things, they actually label us as cattle.
Mm.
So you'll be surprised to see. Again, we're not far from each other to not relate to no one's understanding or perspective about how they got their understanding. When it comes to, like you said,
Yeah.
animal Buddhism, it's no different because those are aspects of us being.
Yeah.
That's aspects of us being. Everything living and breathing has those aspects of one another.
Right. And see that, and that's why I believe you when you were spot on, sister, when you said, there's nothing really to fear as far as these, like this technology goes. It's all about how we use it, And y'all queens always bring something, really powerful to the conversation as far as that goes, because we need to look at things more objectively and not just take what fear mongering they're producing for us to, say, oh my God, the robots are taking over this, that. Listen, they, what I mean? Like you said, we've been policed by robots. The police ain't nothing but robots. They not using their spiritual discernment to say, you know what, I'm gonna treat this person like a human
Mm-hmm.
being. No, I'm just gonna lock them up or whatever, and you'll have your day in court. That's their favorite line. The police, they don't care whether to do an actual investigation to see that you may be innocent or they may have the wrong person. They don't care because
Especially ICE.
they're on a program.
It's not there. It's not part of their program. And they're
Right.
when they go to them academies and they're being, like we go to school to get programmed, that's
Yeah.
just programming. And it's basically
Exactly.
filling their heads up with authority that they don't really have, but we give them because we don't know how to take authority of ourselves.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Facts.
Yeah.
This is why, like, certain things, like this child got burnt. In my opinion, it's because the parents didn't take authority to say, wait a minute, this is, I don't fall asleep with the tablet. But at the end of the day, we're allowing TV and tablets and phones to babysit our children or to entertain our children too, you know? And it's okay to do it in moderation, but to the point where, you know, this little girl is like, her neck was severely burned. Like, it was crazy. It was crazy. Matter of fact, if y'all want, I mean, we could just play the video real quick, and y'all could see.
Go
Like,
ahead.
yeah, because they showed like the pictures. It was gruesome.
All right, welcome back. If you or your children sleep with a phone or maybe a tablet in bed, you might want to think again. One Louisiana boy is lucky to be alive after suffering serious burns from his tablet charger.
Yeah, I spoke to his mother, who says her son is a walking testimony, and she's urging other parents to take notice. It's a story you'll only see on WDSU. But first, we want to warn you, the following images might be disturbing to some.
It felt like my heart just like fell out of me, because it was, I mean, as you can see, it was horrific.
Y'all, I mean, seriously. She said her heart fell out of her, but it's like, did you ever think that maybe, you know, and maybe she didn't know, you know, lack of knowledge, like the Queen Oracle always says, you know, it's the lack of knowledge sometimes. I mean, but this is pretty gruesome.
Yeah, it is.
It is. But that knowledge of, like you said, that knowledge of not sleeping with electronics have been going around for years. So maybe, like you said, she didn't know.
Yeah.
But again, what's the difference from it being a computer? What's the difference? If you plugging something up, it's charges. Anything with charge has the capacity to explode on you. I mean, we've been seeing videos about cell phones that was exploding on people in people's hands, and you keep it in your car too long. So yeah, I mean, but that is, yeah. I've seen a lot of videos about that happening though recently before this one. I never seen nothing as excruciating as this one, but I have seen videos of kids and adults with their little electronics that came around and them exploding on them. There are a lot on YouTube. It's a lot on YouTube.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
some of those are 50 years old too.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Even the
You don't need
vaporizing pin
Yeah.
exploding.
Yeah.
That-
Even
Yeah.
those in people's faces. In people's faces. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, they
Yep.
taking a drag from it too. It was ew. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like anything that has an electric charge can over amp itself. It can overheat. So that's something you should always think
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
You know, the
Mhm.
kids they play with it plugged up for hours. So
Yeah.
you know, yeah.
Yeah. But the other
Lauren
tragic
Morrow-
side, the other tragic side of it, that burning aspect of it. But watch there's one video whereas a mother took the tablet from the young man and how he destroyed her house.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Mhm.
saw that.
You see? Yeah. So
It's not the kid's fault.
that, yep.
Mhm.
No, it's not. I don't really. Yeah, I'm not really into the. Yeah.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
becomes an addiction. You know,
Yeah.
it's an addiction.
Yeah.
Now, like you said, you're arguing, you're going through it because now if they get into something, the first thing we're grabbing is their phone and their tablets. They're getting angry. That's their life. Like I heard a grown person tell me, you know, for my phone to die, I can't breathe. I would feel like I'm not even on earth. I said, excuse me?
What?
What?
Crazy. Like to not feel like you on earth because your phone dead.
Oh.
Mm-mm.
no.
I said I turn
But
my
see,
phone, my ringer off for days at a time sometimes. I could
Oh,
care less
no.
about that thing.
What?
Okay.
But see, this is what I'm saying. Like when I say I get a little bit concerned with this technology stuff like that. I mean, people like us, we gonna be all right because our mindset is different. But just look at what it's doing to humanity. Has already been so. What's the word? It's not decentralized. Is that the word I'm looking for? Decentralized. We know that indoctrinated, but like just we just so numb to like violence and stuff like that. Like, you know what I mean? What's that word? I think it's desensitized.
Desensitized.
Desensitized. That's
man.
what that's what I was trying to say. We already been so desensitized, and like the fact that it's even like y'all remember we talked about this before. Even the Facebook, like when Facebook went down, people was losing their minds and stuff. Like it was only down for like an hour, and people was going crazy. So it just I can't help but feel just a little bit worried, sitting back trying to look toward the future. And I know we can't, the future is not promised, but I mean, people are just because even Elon Musk said it. I think it was an interview where somebody asked him something about androids, and he was like, "People are already androids." You know what I'm saying? That was powerful to me. Like, and that's facts. Just like Oracle said, I'm sitting up here worried about robots being policed by robots. We already being policed by robots. You know what I'm saying? So, people are. I don't know, man. It's the future. It's looking crazy, but it has its benefits too.
But here's the thing: you got to worry about. I mean, you got to think about too, brother. Right? If you worry about somebody, right, but they're not even worried about their own self. See what I'm saying? So we gotta remove our emotion from that, because some of these people don't even care. Like I'd stand up on bikes while I'm riding and stuff like that. Like I didn't care if I got hurt. So, why should anybody else watching me care if I get hurt? It's a natural instinct to want to care, but we have to remove ourselves from that, because at the end of the day, I just enjoyed riding my motorcycles. I just enjoyed doing tricks. I don't do it anymore, but I just enjoyed it. So I didn't care. I'd get hurt, and you know what I'm saying? I'd be scraped up and bruised up and beat up and battered, and I'm gonna get right back on. And I'm gonna do the same thing that landed me in that position. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't until I cared that makes a difference. And stories like this mother, hopefully it can get some message into another parent to say, oh, let me cut down on this tablet use at night, or sleeping with the tablet. And like what the Queen Dr. Sublime mentioned about that child destroyed that house. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that is a message for another parent to say, okay, we're going to start limiting this time, because if something happens and this kid don't have this tablet, we're going to have some serious problems. And I don't want to have those problems. So let me start weaning him off of it a little bit now,
And another aspect of it is teaching discipline, because as a parent, you could take those things from them when it's bedtime. You could take those things and put them away. But when you go to sleep and that child decides to get back up when they don't know you're asleep, and connect that tablet back in, because these children are so wise now. They are not children of old who didn't know how to do things. These children know how to operate these gadgets and stuff like that. So the parent could go to sleep thinking the child is asleep, come back and the child and have the tablet and plug in and charging up and fall asleep with it. You see what I'm saying? So yes, it's a thing of a parent. I believe that they should take it out of the room completely when it's bedtime, versus leaving it inside there to chance until the child, unless you know that child is disciplined. How disciplined have we trained, raise our children to, the respect when you tell them not to do something that they will not do it, type of situation.
Okay. So what would y'all say to this then? Because right now it's looking like, so should I just worry about myself and nobody else at all? Because I think that a part of the concern comes from with the way society is looking like it's shaping up. Again, of course, we don't know for sure, but the way that I see it, the way it looked like it's shaping up, I think a part of my concern comes from that makes my job harder as far as certain things that I'm trying to instill into my children. I only have so much influence. My influence is not bigger than the world's. You could teach your kids stuff all day long, but when they go out there in the world, they're gonna have their own, they're gonna get their own perspective shaped the way it's gonna get shaped. So it's like,
But you don't have no control over them when they become adults. You did your part when they're children. You understand. You could protect them as best you could as children and instill in them as children. But when they become adults, just as you're an adult now, your parents don't have influence over you. They could tell you what they their concerns. But at the end of the day, you have that choice. You see, when you say worry about yourself, it reminds me of a clip that I watched with a little girl with her father. Her father asked her, "You want me to help you with a seatbelt?" She said, "No, worry about yourself. Worry about yourself. I got this."
Right.
And so sometimes those of us who say we are empaths and stuff like that, our concern, which is a good thing to be concerned, but not overly concerned, whereas it engulfs you to use that word, hate something or something like that. You understand? Because hate is also a strong energy that pulls you into a psyop also, I acknowledge this is what's going on. And there's some things that we literally will never be able to change, no matter how much positive vibrations we send at it, because everyone came in this world to experience something, whether we want to believe it or not. Everyone came to experience something. As evil and as atrocious as we may say Jeffrey Dahmer was, or what do you call it, the Mendez brothers, or all these different things that has occurred, everyone came to experience something. We say this, but do we really believe it? We are spiritual beings, or we are energy in this body experiencing life.
Yeah. Shout out to Psych.
Whether it be good or what we call evil.
Yeah, excuse me, sister. Shout out to Psycho Black. You asked, wow, was he burned from head to toe, or was it localized? From what we can see in the picture and the video, it looks to be around his neck and his chin.
Yeah, it was isolated.
That's what we can tell. Psycho Black, great question. Thank you.
When you say worry about yourself, it come off as that feeling we get as being selfish, right? But then you said, I don't have as much power to influence. Yeah, you do. You worrying about yourself is the power, and that is going to influence your perimeter, those that are around you. Like when I hear you say that, it always reminds me of how long do you think a rotten apple could sit in a bag before all the other apples rot?
Yeah. Your
change and your walk and your character can trickle down to those that surround your energetic field. That's power. That's power. Now you're trying to have enough power to change a whole nation. That's not even possible, because you can't expand that far, right? But you can expand in the area that you do walk in, and your change, your mindset, your outlook, your perspective can change that surrounding. We know that. We see that. We've seen that. Just us connecting with people changes their world, changes their mindset.
Yes.
Right? So for you to say you don't have that power, and you have that power. Now you don't have a power to have the whole world shake, because again, even God in an alleged form of how it was prescribed to us don't have that power, because it gave us free will. If God had the power to shape everyone's decision, the world probably wouldn't be how it is. But because of our free will is why the world is in the predicament that it's in, because we all have our different outlooks on what things should be for each and every one of us.
Yeah.
Right? So we're asking for a power even grander than us.
That's right.
That's funny when you put it like that. It's like God said, I don't got time to worry about all y'all. You know what I'm saying? It'd be all thing.
No, right. Because I gave y'all the time to worry about all y'all and create in the best form that makes sense for y'all, so y'all can have the experience that you want to have. You're having your experience, and I'm just living through it with you. I'm with you on that experience, but it's your choice. And it's crazy because, a lot of people, I had this talk earlier this week. It's like, we sit and we blame God. God, why did you put me do this? And God looking at you like, what you put you do this? I couldn't change your mind even if I changed your mind. You would have still decided what you was going to do with your mind because that's your free will. And if I take that free will from you, then you don't have that experience you're looking to go through.
Mm.
And another way to look at it too, brothers and sisters, is, you know, we are not able to, if we don't worry about ourselves, we're not going to be able to help somebody else. How am I going to give you $1 if I don't have $1? Right? I need to go first earn $2, and then I can give you $1. Right? And I love using the airplane analogy. You know, put the mask on yourself before you assist the child. How can your child be okay if you not okay first? You are no help to nobody. As a matter of fact, you're gonna be in the way. You know what I mean? And you're gonna be nothing but a block if you don't take care of yourself first. So you gotta be selfish in order to be selfless.
Yeah, facts. Yeah.
Mm.
You know, they also say,
You know,
yeah, I also seen come across different information that's like, you know, they motivate you and tell you to dream big, you know. So that be my kind of internal battle a little bit, because a part of me is like, you know, I'm done trying to spread the information, wake people up. If you get it, you get it. You don't. I don't care. But then another part of me is like, why not dream big and believe that I can change the whole world? You know what I'm saying? Um, I feel like it's good to dream big. You know, because I think they say you got to be crazy enough to believe you can make big changes or something like that. I forget exactly how the saying go, but I resonate with that. You know, I'm crazy enough to believe that. What you say, bro?
I said, I believe you already are changing the world. Every last one of us is
Yeah,
changing the world.
yeah, absolutely,
You know, that's the
absolutely. We all are. You know.
reason the world goes a certain way. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Jeffrey Dahmer changed the world. You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
It don't matter. You may not agree with the things he did, Ted Bundy, Jeffrey Dahmer, these guys, but they changed the world. You know,
I'll be so
and
tired of documentaries getting made about them guys. As always, I mean, how many movies we gonna make and how many documentaries we gonna watch on them people, man? I don't get it.
Well, think about it.
It's
Those documentaries
it's
are programmings to help people continue their path of what they was doing.
yeah,
yep,
That's how people
that's
still
it right there.
exactly.
yeah.
Programming
I
the
think 'cause
next one who's gonna take that baton and do the same thing they did.
Exactly.
That's all it's about.
That's all it
Trigger.
is.
Let me trigger somebody else to go do it.
Exactly.
exactly.
It inspired Samuel Little to become the most prolific serial killer to date that we've ever known. You know, they don't talk about him much because he's melanated, but he's got over 120 something kills confirmed. You know what I'm saying? Those guys never touched that number. So they triggered something and they're going to continue to do that. That's why it's like, we got to be the change we want to see. And we keep doing that. They're going to make, you know, because they're making good documentaries too, but they're just not, they're not as popular. People, you know,
Mm-hmm.
so many people gravitate to that drama or that negative. That's why the Kardashians make, you know, got so many people watching them because it's all about drama, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Housewives of whatever city or whatever, like it's because it's all about drama and they fighting and doing all this stuff. But you know, when you subscribe to the good, positive things, that's all you're gonna, you know, that's all you're gonna see. That's all you're gonna attract.
Well, I definitely want to and continue to encourage people to strive for whatever you believe you can do. Because I mean, look at Abraham. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
One man left. He's not even finished, and he's leaving a worldwide impact.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I used to always think like this. I might not, and I don't really care about like being like super famous or nothing like that, because I may, like, this video here may inspire somebody, and they might have a lot of careers more. They might already have a lot of followers, whatever. and they might go on and go off and encourage millions. You know what I'm saying? But it was us that encouraged them to encourage millions. So it's kind of like we encourage millions too. You know what I'm saying? So everybody is doing their part for sure. But I just feel like, follow your heart, dream big. You know what I'm saying? Dream big. Cause and that's why everybody is loving this brother so much, because he leaving a powerful impact. And again, he just getting started,
Yeah, he's doing his part, and that's
Mm-hmm.
And see, he's using the technology to his advantage too.
Right.
Technology he's using it to his advantage. He's using it to spread awakening, to spread that positivity and that light. So it's like the Queens was saying earlier, it's all about how we use it, how that particular person uses that item, that piece of tech, whatever it is. You can use a book to bash someone's face in, or you could read it and apply the knowledge that's what's in the book. You know what I mean? So
yeah, facts.
It's all about how somebody uses it. You can use a book to keep a door propped open, and you've never read the book, but because it's heavy, you use it to prop open your door. But somebody along the way is going to come and say, "Can I read that book?" So we all have different perspectives, and excuse me.
Yeah. So you could. The thing is one of the things I used to say is this: the change I want to see, let me be the change I want to see, and that's it. I operate in the change you want to see. You just be that change. So now you're the light that's shining, that somebody is now looking at you and your life and the path you're taking, and like, wow, if he could change, or if he could do this, or you understand, she could change, she could do this. I could do this too. There's something in us that would trigger somebody else who would want to do better, who would want to know more, want to study more, want to know why you do what you do. We just gotta live the life. We're not supposed to have to beat somebody over their head and shout at somebody and scream at them and threaten them with death and go into hell for them to want to change. Let them just see the life we live.
Yep. Lead by example. Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Eventually they will change. Eventually, if it is for them too, then they will. If it's not for them, if they're not a part of your soul tribe, they will not. If they're not a part of this awakening in this cycle, then they won't. We have to be okay with that. That's the problem right there. Sometimes we take things to heart that we get upset because people don't change, because we want them to change when we want them to change.
Because we want the best for them. We want the best for our baby.
Hey, you can't live their life for them. They gotta live their life for themselves.
That was one of the biggest lessons for me, is just staying in my own lane. People gonna get it when they get it. If they don't, they don't. That was one of the biggest obstacles for me, coming into this knowledge, because of course, when you first learn, you want to share it with everybody. You want them to get it right away, and they not gonna get it. It might not even be they journey to get it.
Sometimes they ain't gonna get it until it happens to them. Like this. This young man is, he's up, but maybe it was meant for him to learn a lesson, and his mom to learn a lesson, and also to be the example for others.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, but he'll be the poster child for what not to do.
Yeah.
For those that believe that that's possible, because then you're gonna have people that's gonna ignore it because they don't believe, well, that happened to him, it ain't gonna happen to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
that note, I'm gonna go ahead and play it a little more so we can see how he's doing. I mean, obviously, it looks like he's doing good, but kids are resilient.
Woke up to a nightmare. Her child screaming for help in her Gina, Louisiana home. Her 9-year-old son, Ashton, was asleep when his necklace got caught up with his tablet charger, sparked, and caught fire.
It was like this loud bang, and then I woke up, and then I just started shaking, and I was screaming help, and then I started to like stop shaking after a while, and then me and my brother Brentley ran into the room, and we were saying help.
The 9-year-old suffered burns to his neck and hand. His mom and dad took him to the emergency room. They were later transported to the LSU Ochsner Burn Unit in Shreveport. Morrow overwhelmed and emotional.
I lost it. I started crying, but I didn't want him to see it. So, you know, I left out of the room. But yeah, it hit me hard because, I mean, in all reality, we could be planning a funeral right now.
Sadly, this happens a lot across the country. Several studies show a large number of people and kids sleep with their phones or tablets charged under their pillow or somewhere in their bed. The National Fire Protection Association recommends don't charge your devices under a pillow, on your bed, on a couch, or in a location that's exposed to direct sunlight. Only use a battery and charging cord that's designed for your specific device. It's tips like this that'll have families like Laura Morrow's thinking twice to keep their family safe.
I'd rather be safe than sorry. And if that's taking a chance by, you know, making your kids put their tablets and stuff in the living room or the kitchen while they're in the bed, then so be it.
How happy are you to know that your mom and your dad moved quickly to make sure you're okay and safe?
I'm really happy.
And Ashton's mom.
You know, we never heard about house phones blowing up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Them landlines. Yeah.
They ain't saying
Right.
nothing about, oh, let's get rid of the cell phone, though, because technically it's a hazard, right?
Yeah.
Think about it. You got it in your purse. That could happen anywhere. It could happen while you driving in your car. You ain't got to be asleep. You could be awoke, right?
Yeah.
But they ain't say let's cancel the memberships and go ahead and throw these phones away. Let's think about it. It's not about you being asleep. That can happen while you're awoke.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you said that, because that's what I was just sitting here thinking. Like, I'm glad that you thought of this video, bro, because this really is a good opportunity for us to kind of get the message out there that this is why it's so important. Another beautiful thing about spirituality, why we need to kind of go back into just being more connected to nature than we are these devices.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's right.
Like all that. That's what I was sitting there thinking. Like, dang, this. You know, that's why it's important for us to do that.
It is.
You know.
It is. And maybe that happens so we can shake. Like, and you know, it came to me about like storms. I had this analogy. You know, storms come to move things out the way for new things to be produced, right? Again, we're addicted to things that's not really serving us. It's not serving our highest good. So when we start to see videos like that, it's bigger than the boy getting injured. God bless, he didn't, you know, it didn't get bad, but it's bigger than that because it's showing you all the possibilities of something that you hold dear to that can really be detrimental to you. It could really be detrimental. And again, you don't have to be asleep for that to happen. You could be driving and that just blow up in your car. Now you in an accident. You could be walking and it blow up in your purse or your pocket. You get what I'm saying? So it's bigger than you just going to sleep. You don't got to go to sleep to experience what he experienced.
Exactly.
And like you said, it definitely points back to nature because let's go back to when we was younger. We didn't have these things. We was good. We was running. We was skipping. We was riding bikes. We was playing. We was loving each other. That love form was different because we bonded with each other.
That's right.
Exactly.
With sticks and rocks and you know, I remember playing kick the can with just a regular rock. You know, we couldn't find a can. Like
knocking on each other's door 3, 5, 7 in the morning. You coming out? Come on, get dressed. You know what I'm saying? Like they not doing that no more. They on those phones.
Yep.
And Saturday AM cartoons was a thing, but I didn't catch every Saturday because sometimes we was just out and about and just you know.
We didn't care if we missed it.
Yeah, didn't for real. And they always played the reruns anyway.
Uh-huh.
So it wasn't, we wasn't missing nothing, man.
Yeah.
Outside was the place to be. And yeah, that's
But,
a big
yeah.
thing.
Yeah, I think it's
And let's
better.
think about I was just gonna say, just think about the creativity that's being robbed, because
Yeah.
when you going outside and you don't have all this tech, you got to think of something to do. You got to create some games, and you know what I'm saying?
There you go.
Use your imagination to
Yeah.
explore and stuff like that. And that, I mean, I don't know. So that's the whole thing I'm getting at with this technology thing. It's it's gonna have its benefits, but it's robbing people too.
Yeah. Facts.
Yeah.
And
And
like
it's
I
only
said,
a benefit because we say it's a benefit though, because we was okay without it.
Yeah.
We decided if it's a benefit or not. We was okay without it.
That's right.
We didn't mind
I
somebody
even-
voicemail and we talking to them when we get back in. That was okay.
Yeah.
We could talk to you later. It was okay.
Yeah. Facts.
I even look at myself and realize how much I can't spell as good as I used to.
Mm-hmm.
I
Just
used to
forget
be
the
a
words.
teacher.
Like,
Yeah.
is that how that's spelled? That,
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't spell, you can't
Oh,
remember numbers.
Yeah.
Yep, I was just about to say phone
Everybody's
numbers. We all used to be able to know everybody's number by heart.
how
A lot of
about
people
that?
don't even know their own number.
Yeah.
Facts. They gotta look in
You
their
know?
phone. I'm like, that's crazy. You don't know your own number. I at least remember my own number.
Yeah, that's a
But
problem.
that
Damn.
used to be a day when I'll say, you could say Queen Oracle and I can just shout out her number. Okay, 666-555-4123. Right? You know what I'm saying? And the same thing for J Hooks, grandma, mom, pops, anybody. You had them all memorized and you dial it, whether you had a rotary phone or the touch tone, and the long phone cords. So you can go all throughout the house. You'd be all the way outside with the phone, still enjoying the sun. But the phone's on the other side, the cords on the phone's on the other side of the house. But you outside, out front, because everybody was going and buying those long cords, and they get all tangled. And
But even when they came out with the cordless, we didn't hear about no cordless blowing up.
No.
Mm-hmm.
So what's really going on?
Yeah.
Or is it our spirit trying to tell us something?
No, it's the same thing, sister. When you mentioned, remember we was talking about the headlights in the new cars. They doing it on purpose because if you injure yourself and the thing blow up or whatever, is more collisions happen because of those lights. There's more people that been in collisions because those lights are way too bright now, right? And so that's going to create a money funnel for the insurance company. Same thing with these devices. If it blows up or somehow, now you got to go buy another one. And kids are resilient, so he's going to want another tablet. His tablet's gone, but Mom, can I get another tablet? I just won't sleep with it no more. Well, we know you ain't going to sleep with it. You know what I mean? Obviously, but they not going to not get him a tablet. Or say, hey, why don't you...
What you mean? I wouldn't. He wouldn't know. I wouldn't.
I'm hip. I'm with you. Again, my son don't have those type of tie. He got one of those ones you find in the child toy section. But he's not sleeping with. That's a video I got pulled up now. He talking about he wants to sleep, bro. That's not happening, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to shed some light on the situation. That's why I put that video up, because it was funny how he was adamant about sleeping with his tablet.
Mm-hmm. Another thing that just came to mind for me is that we losing the technology of our brain, and it's going into this handheld technology.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because look at how we was just talking about how powerful our brains was, where we was able to remember more. We could remember 15 people phone numbers like that.
Mm-hmm.
Now we can't. So it's like we losing the technology in our brain.
Mm-hmm. And
transferring
it into this, giving this more power than the power we have.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's the plan. So again, though, if we didn't feel like we had to fit in with what everybody else is doing, would we be doing it? We only have these things because it's part of society, and they make you feel like you're useless or you're nothing or you're broke without it. But
Exactly.
technically, it's starting to seem like we're broke with it, broke-minded, broke spiritually. Yeah, see, you know what I'm saying? We let them play with our minds and manipulate us to think that this is something we have to do because I don't want to meet somebody and they tell me they don't have a cell phone. Oh my God, how you don't have
Exactly.
a phone?
Some people
Exactly.
broke financially because them phones are $2,000 a piece. You know, a good one anyway, or one that one that's popular. iPhones, they $2,000. Samsung, $2,000, $1,000 phone.
Yeah, a fool phone, because only a fool paying that much for a phone.
That's what I'm saying.
But to each his own.
No, for sure. But like, man,
to each his own. But yeah, I just think we got to get out of the mindset of trying to fit into society as a society. Like, we got to stop thinking that everything we have to relate to, or we have to be what they call it, fit in with the Joneses, whoever the Joneses is. I never found out who the Joneses was.
Yeah, and when I find them, I got some words for them. Whenever
I mean, I ain't got no words because I ain't never tried to fit in with them. I'm just saying I know other people do it.
No, I got some questions for them. I want to ask them. What do they think about everybody attempting to fit in with them? You know what I mean?
They were the Joneses probably not even trying to fit into nothing. They just people just take people and look up to them and say, I want to be like them. You don't know what they're like.
Yeah,
you don't
exactly.
The same person the Apple iPhone said he don't allow his kids to have cell phones. So that should tell you something right there. But we're not gonna get on that.
Yeah, the Joneses are just living life. They loving life, living it, and we steady. Most society is steady attempting to keep up with them, and don't even know who they are.
Whole time the Joneses was probably the first Instagram people. And by that I mean, how people be having, they got this facade on Instagram, but then they life not really like that.
How about that?
You know what I'm saying? They probably got one new thing that everybody else ain't have, and now everybody wanna follow that lead. But now it's like it went to their head. So we gotta keep buying new stuff so we can keep being the top dogs around.
It's crazy, man. Like, and even coming from that mentality when I was younger, like having on $600 jeans, you know what I mean? I ain't even have a car. You know what I'm saying? I'm riding a bus with $300 pair of Jabros, or you know what I'm saying, and it's just senseless. It's crazy. You know what I mean? $42 shirts because God forbid somebody see me in something and do the what are those type of thing, like because I'm gonna feel embarrassed. Now it's like I've got to the point like, and even my wife asked me, is like, how come you never embarrassed? Because what do I got to be embarrassed about? You know what I'm saying? I've killed embarrassment out of my life. And technology is the same thing. I don't have to have the newest, latest phone. I don't have to have
newest, latest, anything. That's it. As long as it's working and I can do my business, I'm good.
I just need it to work. That's it. For whatever it is I'm doing or whatever the purpose is, I just need it to work. Facts.
Yeah. And so this need to, like you say, be like the Joneses. That's what they call that covetousness. You have a Mercedes, I must have a Lamborghini. You got a this and I gotta have a that. You have a Louis Vuitton, I gotta have a Versace. That's foolishness, man.
Yeah. And you saw those videos a few months back where the Asian community was exposing that all the stuff is the same. It's all the same stuff. They just put their label on it. I said, oh, hell no. And you think your bag is better, and all you did is buy the name.
No, and I listen, let me tell you, I could agree and disagree at the same time too, because the quality of the leather are totally different. In spite of whatever they say, the quality of the leather is totally different.
But what they say,
they didn't pay yes,
that much for
they're all made in the same factory. They ain't paid They ain't paying for the product to be
Right.
made. Yeah, you understand me? They ain't paying the salaries. They ain't paying that kind of salary, but um, the quality of the leather, the quality of the material is totally different.
Well, yeah, and they mentioned that in one video, sister. They was like, they had to like put better quality because people started getting hit back in the 70s and 80s. Like, wait a minute, this thing broke, and it's not. They're like, okay, we got to at least make it so it ain't break, because then they're not going to pay
Oh,
$2,000 for this bag.
Right. But
So
the
they
quality
had
didn't
to
cost
do
that
that,
much
but
too.
at the same time, it's like, this is like, I tell the story all the time, but when I found out that this man, Michael Jordan, was paying 20 cents for a pair of sneakers to be made, and you charging $200, gang, you'll never get a dime of my money, bro. Never.
yeah,
Because that's insane. I can take that $200, use 50 of it, and get 2 pairs of sneakers.
yeah.
And I've done that
They say
over
when
and
you,
over again. I go right to the outlet or something, and I'll spend $55 and I get 2, and I'm cool. 2 pairs. Now I got 2 different colors, and I'm cool. I don't, what I'm saying? Now I got $150 that I can keep for something else. I don't need to. But everybody, as soon as the new Jordan drops, they going to get them. They going to get them.
Someone be
yeah,
more than that,
Yeah.
you know.
And then wonder why people are getting unalive because somebody stepped on them. Well, if you didn't pay $200 for them, you might not feel and you know what I'm saying. You might not feel like you have to unalive this person or get in a fight with this person because they stepped on your sneaker by accident. It's crowded in this store. It's crowded on the bus. It's crowded. You know what I'm saying? Like I witnessed that all throughout my childhood years growing up. And I'm like, what in the hell is that all about? Over some sneakers? I'm happy that I got some sneakers. You mad because somebody stepped on? I'm just go clean them off. I clean them off every time I go in the house anyway.
hmm
It's crazy.
yeah.
I ain't bought a pair of sneakers in I don't know how many years. But I could have my son bring me over a pair of my sneakers right now, and you'd be like, "Damn, you just buy those?" No, I just clean them. And now that my feet ain't growing, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause him, I gotta keep buying his sneakers because his feet are grown. He's growing up. I'm not about to go buy some sneakers for myself and him. And no, I'm not doing that. That's not happening. That's not happening. Let me just keep these things clean. The old toothbrush, baking soda, a little bit of soap method, and I'm gonna scrub them down, wipe them down, and that's it. And I'll do that no matter how rich I am. I'm never gonna feel like I have to have, because that's not, you know what I'm saying? It's not. It just don't make sense to me. That's not technology. That's not a good use of technology, a good use of resources, in my opinion. To each his own, but it's not for me anymore.
Yeah, when I think about it, how technology can be good is like even just speaking about shoes in reference. You could look up on technology how to create your own shoe.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
A lot of technology could be used for everything that we're buying for us to learn how to get it ourselves without having to buy it.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That's it. YouTube University.
Mm-hmm. Teach you everything from cooking to being a chef to how to feed yourself, how to clothe yourself. You can learn how to make some soap for yourself. You can learn how to make some laundry detergent. You can learn how to make your own clothes.
Yep.
It's a lot of things that
Yep.
instead of us complaining about what the prices, we can make it ourselves and put the same logo on it. You ain't got to sell it to
Did
yourself.
you see that guy that did that with the Ferrari or the Lamborghini? It was both of them. It was a Ferrari and a Lamborghini. That guy made it out of like a hard type of wood, and then he bought a cheap like a Honda engine or something like that. It was like $1,500 or something, and threw that in there. I was like, wow. And he drives that car around.
That's what I'm saying.
So
you can learn how to be able to make the quality of your life
Be
for yourself.
resourceful.
Yeah.
Yeah, be resourceful. Yeah.
And that's what I use it for. If I'm not learning something, I'm learning something when I'm using if you see me on my computer or my phone, I'm not scrolling. I'm learning something and I'm sharing things I've learned.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm not I can't, if I ain't, I don't like watching TV too much no more if it's not teaching me something.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. That is right. Man, that's all I've been watching lately too, is just learning stuff, man.
That's it. That's why we gotta use the technology for our highest good. This is where this is the information age, they say. But if we use the technology just to have it and say you have the latest iPhone, the latest tablet, the latest laptop, the latest computer, and that's it, but you're not using it to advance yourself.
You don't got the latest characteristics, the latest spirit, the latest kindness, the latest love, the latest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that part.
Yo.
I'm glad y'all switched to this because I was gonna do the same thing and say let's take a minute and shout out technology for certain things because we wouldn't know each other if we weren't for technology.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying? I know all y'all because of technology. I always, even before a couple of years ago, I used to shout out YouTube because shoot, I wouldn't even probably be on this journey if it weren't for YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Unless I would have came across somebody on the street and resonated with it, but it was the stuff that I was watching on YouTube that led to one thing after another.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. And and you just had to go find more of it. Like, hold on, let me go. Man, that rabbit hole is scary at first because you just don't know. It's just the unknown. But once you get into it, it's not scary at all. It's liberating. It's man. So yeah, technology is.
I kind of think that's probably why it was produced to us because what is that? The age of Aquarius, it shifted everything for us to know, but it was depending on what you wanted to know. So again, you could this is being used for knowledge to get to your higher self, or it could be knowledge to stay at your lowest self.
Yeah.
So it's not really as scary as it's only scary to those that's not implemented for their highest good.
That's right.
To be honest.
Like the brother mentioned earlier, you know, why they making these documentaries, like you could use that technology to watch this guy who was doing crazy things, or you could use it to, you know, watch B. Dell or, you know, somebody else and, you know, take a gander at Rod Hayes and what he talking about, or you could, you know, watch Ted Bundy or somebody, you know, but at the end of the day, the technology is here. It's always been here. And I love the show I've been watching lately is, excuse me, I've been watching a couple of different shows, but I switch back and forth. But I'm watching the Ancient Aliens and like they're pulling out stuff that was buried in the ground for thousands and thousands of years, and they pull it out and it's a damn microcomputer. It's like, yeah, they got us all, they got the whole world fooled thinking that, you know, computers are something new. Yeah, they've been using computers way back in ancient times. They had computers and they got evidence of this now, but you know, there's a lot of people that will dismiss the information because the technology and what they've been taught, it's like, oh, this didn't exist then. No, that's what the school taught you, that this didn't exist and that they use logs and ropes to carry these megaton blocks and put them into position to create the pyramid. That's, you know what I mean? That is what was taught to you. That doesn't mean that's what's true.
So that's it. You can, you know, make it work for you. A lot of times we just they highlight. I'm gonna say they highlight the negative aspect of whatever or they put that in your face. You understand? This is what's happening. This is what's happening. This is what's happening. But they won't show you the billions of positive things that is happening with the same thing that they're showing you the 2 and 3 negative things that is taking place.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
The millions of lives that technology has changed and helped, has put a lot of people through school. You understand, has helped a lot of families feed themselves. Technology did that.
Yeah. Facts. Made it more efficient. Made it easier to till a whole acre of land, et cetera, et cetera. You know, water the land. You know, especially when you by yourself and you don't have the manpower or people that, because people aren't, they antisocial now, and it's crazy. Like we live in a day and age where we could connect, but people have become more secluded, more antisocial. As far as why, like, it shouldn't be hard for a farmer to find help, with his farm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't mind going and, hey, what you say you need? Yeah, okay, yeah, man. Listen, I got a bushel of potatoes for you. I just need you to help. We're gonna do this, whatever.
But
Okay, I got you. But we
But you
don't do that anymore.
you know why though? It's an issue. It's a reason why we don't do that, because of how society has shifted the perspective and mindset of those that are programmed. It's hard to trust people. People vindictive. People intentions are not as pure as what you think they are. And I've been seeing that and
Yep.
noticing that a lot. Like, a lot of people are coming with a mask, and they're coming where you're meeting
Yeah.
their representative. You're not
Yeah.
meeting what you're literally about to deal with. So they're probably more cautious than anything. Then
Yeah.
you look at the news showing you all this fear-based things, telling you how
Mhm.
people meeting people, getting kidnapped, meeting people, this happening and that happening. So it's
Yeah.
having you really cautious and really just want to stay to yourself, because you can't really trust people, and you have to get to know them, and getting to know them, sometimes it ain't really worth it.
Yeah.
I'm dealing with that right now, fam. I'm gonna tell y'all about this little story real quick. So I just signed up for this little program, basically teaching sovereignty. So I talked to the brother, have a good conversation, signed up for the program, bought the first class, ain't heard from him since. Now I purchased the class, but I can't even activate the class. It's not working. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't heard from him since. Been reaching out to him, sending messages. But the reason I'm bringing that up is because, like you say, it's hard to trust people. And one of the first things he told me when we talked on the phone was, if you know anybody else, tell them, let them know. First thing came my mind was, no, let me see how this go first. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't imagine how embarrassed I would have been. I would have went and told everybody, hey, man, come check this out. And I can't even get a hold of the brother. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's definitely hard to trust people right now.
Yeah, it really is. It really is.
That's why I believe, like, trust is earned, and like you should give trust to those you want to trust.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I mean? Like, I want to trust you, so I'm gonna show you trust first. And if you got the same mindset, then guess what? We both showing each other trust from the gate. There's no, you know what I mean? There's no need for, and I think you said it best, brother, one time. It's like, how can you go through something and then go and do that same thing to somebody else, and you didn't like it done to you?
Exactly.
And we talked about how that's possible and how that happens, but at the end of the day, this is why we need to make sure we have our spirit discernment in alignment, because the technology that is here now is tricking us. A lot of it is tricking us, and it's only tricking us if we're not paying attention, if we're not open,
Yeah.
because it's all up to how we use it. What are we using it for?
Yeah, that's true. I noticed that, because when you go to certain things, like, let's just use advertisement, for example. You know how they throw them advertisements at you. You keep seeing it. You, after a while, you like, But now you go to the comments. If you like me, you're going to go to the comments to see if anybody boarded, what people got to say. But what I've been noticing is their AI people, like their AI people saying, oh, I liked it. It was nice. They're not real pages. I tap into the pages to see if these people posting, or are they alive? Are they posting their kids? And these are not real pages that's commenting saying that the product was good, or that they bought it and they love it. They're not real. It's AI.
Yeah.
So you really have to be mindful of what you're purchasing, thinking you're purchasing a product you may never get. And I got to the point that I'll message people in there to see if they respond back and ask them, hey, you did such and such with this person. How was it? Did they respond? I have to go that far now because I can't just trust what I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I'm glad you said that, because I'm gonna implement that moving forward with anything else.
Yeah.
Let me reach out to some people other people that's involved in this first. Yeah.
See who responded and inbox them. Hey, how you doing? Listen, it works for me every time. I see you following such and such. Have you paid for any of their classes? How was the experience? Did they? And you'll know. They'll tell you. Yeah. But to just go off of what you see and thinking that these are real people, they're not real comments. They're not real people. They're AI comments.
And there's a website you can use. You type their web address into the system, and it'll tell you if it's a scam or not. It's free, completely free. I got it from the Better Business Bureau. I was looking up some stuff, and I said, "Man, how do I figure this out?" And sure enough, something that came up into the feed was like, "You can see this, that, and the third. Just type it in." And I was like, wow, okay, let me use that. I forget what the name of it is. I got to look it up, but I'll send it to you. Or you can just look for it yourself too. Just
Yeah, you can always Google it. Is such and such site a spam?
Right. How do I see if a site is real? And there's a few of them out there, and trust me, bro, I'm talking this. It's real, and they attach to the Better Business Bureau, so they like. Nope, this has got this certain the age of this site is only like 2 months old.
Put the name in and see what the reviews are. See what people say about
it. It was very handy, and I was able to weed through a lot of junk when I was on my journey of finding, different types of things I wanted to kind of like get involved with. You know what I mean? So like now I got real stuff on my phone that's actually working. It's actually generating income or whatever, and or I'm really mining a coin or whatever for real. It's not fake. So I had to put those things in because I was like, man, I'm tired of going through this, man. I get a website, I'm like, damn, this look good. Let me test this out. And nothing comes of it. My brother still, he was talking about it the other day. There was some Bitcoin mining thing that I showed him. I was like, look at this, bro. Check this out. And I didn't think he was going to dive into it because I hadn't finished researching it yet or whatever. But I was just looking at it like, man, this looked like it might be something. But I want to look into it a little more. He didn't even take a second thought. He dove right in, and now he's unable to get the money out. They keep telling him, put more money in. And he's like, man, I said, bro, I don't know why these people do this, but I'm not gonna be a part of that anymore. I don't know why they dive into that. I don't know why we dive into that, because we're looking for something. But yeah, these websites out here, man. There's technology that can help us, and obviously technology that can hurt us, and it's all about how we perceive it. So scary tech don't really exist. But I think the title is befitting because it is scary depending on your perception and how you're going to use it, how you're going to perceive it, and what level, what state and what level you at. But yeah, I got a video here to shed some light, and I thought we could get a little laugh out of, the positive side of, your kid wanting to go to bed with the tablet. But if y'all don't have any objections, I'll go ahead and play that.
Right on, brother.
No.
I know you don't know. You just be saying stuff sometimes because it sounds good. But you're not sleeping with your tablet, gang. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm sleeping on my tablet.
So you still under that notion that you're sleeping with your tablet?
I am.
Okay, well maybe in your dreams you are, but you're not sleeping with your tablet, gang.
Yeah, but I am taking on my tablet again. I am.
You can't even get the words out. That's how right I am. That's how real it is.
But
You can't even get the words out. You're choking on your own words, kid. That's how real it is right there. You understand me?
but I'm sleeping on my tablet game.
No, you're not, gang.
But I am game. No.
Kid is crazy. That kid is something else, man. It was funny. That's why it was right after I saw that video. You know, I posted it in the Discord or whatever, and I was like, man, it's amazing this kid came out with that right after I seen that video. It was like a few days later, I'm sleeping with my tablet, gang. I was like, no, you not, gang. I don't know what you talking about, bro. That's not happening. But we gotta use our discernment. We gotta be parents and be like, no, it's not even. We gotta monitor the technology use of our children so we can prevent these types of incidents. And that child who trashed that lady's house, I mean, that's thousands of dollars worth of damage, and it was TVs, dressers. He tore up everything, needs to be replaced. When Dr. Sublime mentioned that, I was like, man, listen. And I don't know if there's a father in that home or not. From the video, I don't think there was any. But if you ain't got one, you need to find a way to somehow make sure that your teenager or your young adolescent child is not that destructive. And where were you while they was destroying your house? Because we got technology and we got robots telling us that, oh, you shouldn't discipline your child and this, that, and the third. Hey, listen, this is what happens. They destroy your house. They go to schools and shoot up the school because they don't have any friends, or because they don't like something, or because they got an attitude, instead of them being taught to learn with their emotions.
Let me bring it even a little bit closer to home.
Yeah.
With technology. I have an aunt. Her son was in his room playing his game. And she was calling him and calling him and calling him, and he wasn't answering. And she went in the room. I was talking to him, and he refused to respond. She pulled the plug out of the game. And let me tell you, that young man grabbed a sharp object and he started swinging at my aunt. The tendons in one of her hands are destroyed. We had to rush her to the hospital to get that hand surgically done so she couldn't lose that hand. That's how serious it is with this technology when it's not used the right way, and the addiction some people have to those technology. Right. Yeah, a lot of people. So there's two sides, like you said, how we use it and how addicted our young people, even some, not even some not so young people too. I can't just say young people because this is across the board. This ain't just children. This is across the board. With technology, being able to wean ourselves and turn our phones off and walk away from it, or walk away from the TV, or walk away from the tablet, or walk away from, just like J Hook said, get out into nature. Just get out to a park, get out on the grass, get out and hug a tree. Just get away from it and unplug for a while, so that stronghold that technology has on you will not be so strong,
And earn your leisure time too, like that's how I've made sure I've kept moderation for a long time. I earn that leisure time. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna watch this. I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna, work on this for a little bit, and then I can have a little bit of free time to do this or do that, or play the game or whatever. Like, but I'm just gonna sit around and that's all I'm gonna do. What benefit is that to, you know, I don't know. So I believe in moderation, and the addiction is crazy. You see how people get over their drugs. It's the same thing, how they get over money, how they get over their technology, how they get over their food. People get addicted. Most of us have addictive personalities. Like, if we don't control that, we're gonna fall into a void, fall into an abyss of that, whatever that is. That's why they say, oh, this person been on crack for 20, 30 years. They fell into an abyss. It's an addiction. It don't matter what it is. Money, technology, it's all, you fall into it if you don't moderate.
Yeah, I think it gets to the point that because we keep seeing these addictions when it comes to these kids and the anger that it possessed, that we probably need to stop buying it for our kids until they're a certain age. And I'm saying, like, I feel like maybe we seeing, because this is like, just hearing you say the story of your aunt, it's been a lot of stories where these kids are basically trying to kill or harm their parent for it. So it's like, why even give it to them to have to put yourself through that type of situation?
Yeah. Right.
I feel like maybe 15, 16, 17, that should be the start. Yes, we use it because we don't want to pay attention to our kids. Let's just throw it out there. So we're giving them something to pay attention to.
Right.
But that's not really parenting. It's not. Yeah. Give them a book. Give them something that's going to really help them in the long run, instead of thinking that we're not creating them. We're creating this chaos. We're creating this anger in our kids because we make them. Like you said, too much of anything is detrimental to you. It don't matter what it is. You eat too much fruit, you drink too much water, too much of anything is going to harm you. And when you become addicted to it, like a lot of people are saying, like, oh, I can't live without my phone. That's what that child is thinking. I can't live without this. This is my life, because we allowed them to make it their life. Because we gave it to them in the retrospect of them living their life. So that's like their best friend. It's like you pulling their best friend from under them.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think we just need to get to the understanding that just because it's out here, and yes, they made it as a product for our kids, everything our kids don't need just because that's what they said that we should do, or other kids got it.
Yeah.
Like my daughter, she had a tablet, but she didn't play on that tablet as much as I see a lot of kids today playing on it. Right. Like, we read a lot. We watched a lot of shows where it was teaching her things. The tablet was just something for a few hours, but they had a room. My kids had a room of toys. So that tablet was under the toys. They were playing with toys before they sat in front of that tablet for hours.
Yeah.
Falling asleep with it wasn't an option at all. That wasn't that wasn't even a thought. Like, but again, everybody's different. But I'm just saying, like, I just feel like to not go through this, because we're going to see this a lot more. If we don't slow down on just giving these things to our kids and then getting upset when they say, no, I'm taking this, or no, or you try to take it and you not understanding why they're not giving it over, because it becomes a part of them. That's what they know. And if we have adults that will break down and try to break your window or bust your car up because you took a cell phone, what the hell you think the kid's about to do?
Yeah.
You got people in relationships that won't, they'll fight you before they let you see their phone.
Yeah. That's crazy. That is crazy to me.
Yeah.
Like, my wife has the password to my phone, and it only has a password because it won't, I'm saying, this new technology, it won't allow for you, it wants you to put, like, I cat it off for a while, but then as soon as I signed up for something, not knowing, I didn't make that mistake again, but now I got to have the password on there, and when I take it off, it's saying that, there's got to be some level of security because I use my phone to, pay for stuff or use my card or whatever. So I'm like, whatever, I'll just keep it on there because that's the password I got to put in if I'm buying something off my phone, and they don't want somebody else to get my phone and be able to just purchase stuff. So I said, okay, that's cool, whatever. But, I can send it, hey, can you go in my phone and find such and such and tell me what, you know what I mean? and it'll be in the room, and I'll be in here doing some work or editing or something, and I never understood that. Like, you shouldn't have nothing to hide from the person that you are involved with, and
I mean, I was just bringing it up in general, but speaking on what you're saying with the credit cards, I don't have no credit cards linked to my phone, and I'm gonna tell you why. If people are able to spam and tap into your email address and be able to swipe information, why don't you think that they will be able to swipe your credit card information? They said they had things that when you just walk by with your phone, it's able to take a purchase out your phone as if you bought it. So I don't know if that's really safe for the tap and pay, because God forbid somebody.
Oh, I don't use tap and pay, but
okay.
My phone has a thing on it, so the case protects it from like.
Oh, okay. You got the case protected from the scan.
Yeah. So they're not able to scan my thing, and like it's the online websites that I use that's really like attached to it to my card. So I know exactly what you're saying. We got to be really mindful of that stuff. Like even the wallet I carry is a RFID wallet, and so they have RFID cases too, and it protects you from them people that's walking by and just scanning and stuff. Yo, it's getting serious out there, man. The technology is so crazy. Like did y'all see the video with the, like you go to the ATM and they got them slots where the money comes out? Or you can put the money in the little gray slot thing?
The change machine?
No. Like at the ATM, if you put your card in and you type your stuff, the slot that the money comes out of, they got a fake slot that they put onto the damn ATM machine. So when you go there, you think that the ATM is just messed up and didn't give you your money, but your money went into the fake slot. And so as soon as you leave, the person comes, take the slot off, take the money, and then put the slot right back on and catch the next victim. Yeah, I saw that and was like, oh, hell no. And then they got the one when you in the store, the little
I know the one in the
scanners. They attach it when people ain't even looking. They just attach it real quick, and it's stealing all your information. I'll be checking that too when I'm in the stores. Like I wiggle it and see if it come up. Okay, no, this is real. But we got to be mindful, and like, so technology it can be good if we use it properly. And so I'm seeing stuff like that and like, okay, when I'm out there purchasing now, I got to be mindful of the fact that this could be a scammer could have put something or a piece of technology over this real technology, and they're stealing information or stealing my money.
And I don't know, because now that you say that, we talk about money and technology. Now they're talking about getting rid of the dollar. And if everything go electronic, then everything would be artificial, which means that's a sense of control too. Because they could shut down that when they see fit for themselves. They could say a spam hit, a circuit hit, the world, you know what I'm saying? Electricity shut off. Now you have no funds. You have no funds if it's electronically monitored or electronically supervised. So basically now you're back to reality. You're back to trying to make things happen for you around you, because if things shut down, you still have to survive.
Facts.
Back to the barter system, back to community.
I was just about to say that. So we got great minds. I was just about to say that. That's why it's good. We got to get back to the barter system, and money ain't even gonna be a problem if it goes away or goes digital, whatever. It ain't gonna bother certain people, because hey, I'm growing potatoes and you got the tomatoes, and we can trade. It's just that simple.
Community, man. That's a serious thing.
Yeah, but I'm about to tap out. So
I just
it's getting close to that time, y'all.
It's only almost 11 o'clock on my side of the world.
Right.
Yeah.
So 3 o'clock is 11 o'clock there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's about to be 3 for us, and we usually end at 3. I don't know where the brother went.
It's always a joy, a pleasure to be able to hang with the tribe. We had dinner today talking about technology and everything else in between. For me, technology, I'm grateful for technology because of technology, like we said earlier, like J.O. Great said, we are here. We are able to connect. I am all the way here on the continent of Africa. You're all the way there in America. So technology is working for us to be able to be in the same space at the same time to share. You understand? So I'm grateful for the technology that continue to use it for our highest good in terms of being able to put out their positive information and from our various perspective, respecting each other in our various places and stuff like that. So for me, the scary part of technology is, and I'm not scared of technology, the scary part of technology is not knowing technology, not knowing how to use it. That's scary. You understand, to have it and not have access and being able to know how to use it for your highest good.
I say.
Yeah. And so as I always say, let us be gentle with ourselves because we are on a journey. Much love, family.
Yes, peace, peace.
I say.
Yes, my perspective on technology is the overall, after hearing everything that we all put our perspective to, is just don't get too dependent on it, because at the end of the day, what comes up can come down. So you can't forget yourself, forget your creativity, forget what you can bring to the table with or without technology. You should always have a plan after technology, because that plan is going to help you suffice. So if technology was to shut down today or tomorrow, you can still survive, and you're not basing your life off of, well, this no longer exists, but you do. So I feel like, the scary part is, for me, is just being too dependent on it, because this is no different than a light switch. It can cut off. It can cut off. Okay. So yes, I say that to say I want everybody to have a great day, a great week on purpose with purpose. Stay present, patient, and positive, and stay true to yourself and be authentic. It's a beautiful time to be alive. Let's start living.
I say.
I say. Yeah, I want to piggyback off that real quick because that's what I was getting at. With the whole being a little concerned of the future, we are as a as a nation, a society, whatever, becoming so freaking dependent on this technology. And I kind of heard Oracle said a little bit earlier talking about how they trying to make money more digital now. They already showed us what they planning to do with that when C-19 was going on, and you had those truck drivers, I believe, in Canada that was protesting it, and they had cut their credit cards off. So imagine the next pandemic that come around, and everybody's like, "Nah, we not doing that." Then they're gonna have the power and the access to just say, "Oh, well, you're not doing it. I already shutting down your cards." China's already doing this with the social credit score thing. Anything that you disagrees with the government, then you lose social credit. Like, so that's my concern. But at the same time, it's a good opportunity for us to realize that this is what's going on. This was what they planning, and it's a good opportunity for us to plan for ourselves. And we really have to start coming together and building these communities. I've been saying this for the last few years. We have to become self-sufficient. And I don't know. I just feel like everything that's going on now is just proof of it. So anybody that's listening to this, you feeling the same way, reach out to our Instagram on the High Vibe Tribe, and let's connect. Let's start building. Let's start making these things happen. At least start, coming up with some game plans, because we got to take our power back, and we do that by being self-sufficient. I think, and that's my message for that's my closing thoughts for today.
I say, man, Jay Hooks, that was powerful, man. And yeah, shout out to everybody, man. Make sure y'all smashing that like button in the viewers in the chat and the comments. Make sure y'all, showing love if y'all appreciate the content. And I just want to say, speaking of, technology shutting off, I saw a video where I was watching it, where you can keep warm without fire. You ain't got no heater, you don't got no thing. There was ways to keep warm, and this video was explaining so many different ways, like convection and how the air and all that, how it can steal your heat, and you are a walking heater already, right? We're already at 98.6 degrees, and you got a dog that's at 101. So if you got a dog or something, and y'all can really stay warm. You just got to trap the heat inside. So it was talking like that, and I'm like, you know, that was strange to see that there's ways to stay warm without fire, and you can even make your house warm without having any heat because you're trapping the heat that's radiating off of you. It's trapped in your house, you know, and it's not going anywhere because you got the windows and all the cracks and everything covered, and you're doing certain things. So, you know, when we talk about this technology, we really got to put in perspective what use is it to us now, but how do we overcome a time where we don't have it, right? And we should prepare ourselves for that. And so J Hooks is definitely right. We should be connecting more and figuring out some game plans on how we can, you know, do a little more as far as without the technology. Because at any given time, like the Queen Empress Oracle just said, it can cut off at any given time. So let's be mindful of that. And technology is not scary. It's just a perspective of how you want to view it. Don't let it frighten you. AI, robots, all, don't let that frighten you, because in every robot movie, who always wins? You see what I'm saying? So we need not to worry about that. I've never really worried about it. It's always been entertainment to me, but we always win. And we're gonna always win because that's our nature to survive. So, you know, at any given time, we gonna have a button where we can switch it off somehow, some way. You know, my computer's not gonna overtake me because I can turn it off. I can unplug it. The battery will run out at some point, right? So we got to remember that our batteries run out differently. We work off of a different type of energy, so that automatically makes us more supreme if we're looking at it that way. So yeah, that's my final thoughts on that. And shout out to everybody who came into the chats. We appreciate y'all. Everybody who viewed, anybody who's viewing this later, we really love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. And make sure y'all remember to look in the mirror for the change you want to see and love your journey. Until next Sunday, y'all. Peace, peace.
So,
Ashe. Peace, peace.
Peace. All right. Much love, family.
Yes, yes.
love, much love.